talk.
Hello, everyone. Um,
Hello.
if you have been waiting, we apologize for being slightly late, but we're just getting our head around all of the wonderful different kinds of technology we use these days. Welcome to my beautiful friend and longtime body whisperer, Sangeeta Kochhar, all the way from Delhi. And I'm Dr. Adeela Afiz from New Zealand. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on, Dr. Adeela, and I'm so excited to have this conversation. And I want to thank you for the pre-live fun because that was too much fun.
Yeah, you learn something new every day.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm so glad to be here and talking to everybody who's listening to us today, all the body whisperers and those that may, those that are on because the topic sort of pinged and it kind of made their body excited. And that is exactly how I found you, right? The first time you had a body whispering class so many years ago, it feels like a lifetime ago in Delhi, there was something about body whispering that was an energy that somehow my body was like, oh, I need to be there. And I wonder what that is, right? So, would you like to tell everybody what body whispering is? And then maybe I can ask you some more questions or share something.
Yeah, I thank you so much. And body whispering is this constant work of evolution, right? Like you have seen the evolution of it so much over the last 8, going on 9 years, I think now. And what started off as this very simple way of realizing that not everyone knew how to talk to their body, how to be very clear on the awareness that they were receiving from the body, from their environment, from the whispers of the universe, to now being like a modality of its own and being a form of body work that is able to be practiced in person, via distance, and in group settings or one-on-one. And today, actually, I had a client who I was doing a one-on-one with, and they said to me, can body whispering help me become more aligned and in tune with like functioning from being congruent with what's actually true for me? And I said, yeah, that's kind of exactly what body whispering is. And we keep receiving different ways of communicating what body whispering is and how it can contribute to your life, whoever you are and whatever you are looking for. And I guess the beauty of body whispering is it's very personal to each and every participant. What people receive from it, what it facilitates for you, for your body, for your life, for your relationships. Actually, everyone has their own story. And what's happening right now more and more is you can ask me what body whispering is and I'll tell you my version, and then all of the body whisperers and all of the certified practitioners and all of the people practicing this are coming to us and saying, I'm using it every day at work, I'm using it every day with family, I'm using it every day with children, I'm using it every day with nature and the plants. And they are really growing and creating almost a new definition of what body whispering is and the countless ways it can contribute to you in your life. But ultimately, what I will say is it's actually not something that you're learning that's new. It's actually removing everything that you maybe have taken on over a lifetime about conditioning, society, how you're meant to be, how you give up what's true for you, how you try to fit in to the world as it dictates to you who you're meant to be and how you're meant to function, and actually takes you back to your very true nature of being this very conscious and self-healing and self-aware and generally aware being.
Yeah. Thank you so much for putting it that way, Dr. Adeela. And I've seen the work of body whispering evolve and grow. And like even what it was for me from class 1 to now, I've taken so many body whispering. How did I get so lucky? Taken so many body whispering classes with you. And what it was for me, class 1 was to actually, it was the first time that I realized I had a body. And like I didn't have to, and it was a gift in that I didn't have to function without it. Like, I mean, I have it, but I wasn't really being present with it. I wasn't being in it. And there were so many things that my body was waiting to contribute to me that I wasn't receiving. And over this last few years, not few, very many years of doing the work, and like you rightfully said, everybody has these wonderful stories about how they're using the body whispering with everything that they're doing. I, begun to also get that our bodies, the joy of embodiment is the fact that we can receive all energies and information, and the energy of body whispering is something that you start doing and then you become it. So it's so easy to like literally converse with energies and molecules and play with them, and things become, you become aware of, like there's like this 360-degree awareness when you like ask a question or when you're like working on something and things ping at you, and it just becomes this whole adventure. And like you rightfully said, even with healing, like when something's not okay in your body and you actually include your body in asking, like, what can I change, or what can I do, or what can I be? And so beautifully you guide us through that body whispering process. And it includes the earth, and it includes everything you're aware of. It includes all the energies that are there to contribute to you. So there's this whole sense of I'm not alone, and my natural state is of well-being. I know how to do this. I know how to heal, which is so fantabulous. Like so much has changed. For me personally, my dynamics with my body has changed. There is a level of receiving that has amped up completely, and a lot when you include your body, then everything else also amps up, like your money, for instance, and your well-being, and like possibilities and opportunities, because you have a body and it's here to, like, it's so wise. There's this intelligence that runs it, and I think for me, body whispering is really tapping into that, and then having this best friend who is always giving you information, and now you stop working against it and you start working with it, and that I think has been absolutely fantabulous for me, and I am so grateful because I'm so head usually, like so. With the body whispering, it was like one of the first times where I literally dipped into my body and I allowed my body to sort of lead, and that's what you make us do in class. Like it's so cool the way you walk us through that body whispering session, and then we are able to do that for all our clients and participants and family and friends, and I see them having all these leaps and changes and all the wonderful stories that the body whisperers have shared with us in the group as well, no? So it's really really exciting. So I did have a question. You did mention that it is there's a huge part of the body whispering class which is about removing the conditionings that we've been brought up with, the things that, so there's also an equal unlearning
Mm.
that occurs. So what is that process like, and like for how did you come about it, like what inspired you to make this into like a modality and then like begin like facilitating it, and what is your journey been with it like?
Yeah, I will answer that in two parts. So, the unlearning, I think, is huge. And the more work that I do, and I'm constantly working, learning, evolving, and studying, like not just this, but my background as a chiropractor and practitioner, like I'm always still learning uh, from the perspective of what more can we learn about what we are aware of energetically and what is being facilitated by a lot of the really amazing, like quantum physical, magical, beyond what we think is this reality stuff that's happening. But it's not, it shouldn't be in the realm of this is so rare and hard to find. And so all of the things that I continue to learn around, like how trauma affects us and takes us away from our natural responses, how people that have lived through or suffered through, whether it's abuse or just very stressful situations, how we come so far away from our natural state of being able to heal and regenerate and be highly adaptable. And what's kind of sad now is that life is so stressful just in general, like our baseline of what is normal and acceptable as a lifestyle means that actually a lot of us are living in stress and traumatic situations, and a lot of us won't realize it. So when I say to people, have you experienced any trauma? Have you experienced, like, is there a lot of stress in your life? And they'll say no. And then they'll tell me their life, or they'll tell me, the things that they're experiencing and the difficulties they have with the marriage and the amount of financial strain they're under and how one of their children is high needs. And I'm just like, yeah,
Oh,
this is
that's right.
where is the space in the room for you to remember who you are and remember all of the capacity that you have, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And then secondly, for myself, to kind of add to that, something really so interesting happened literally 2 days ago for me, which is I found an old journal of mine. It's from quite a few, over 5 years ago. And when I read what I had written about how I was feeling at that time in my life, and I have no recollection of it ever being that bad, but the level of stress in that journal, the level of worry, the level of things I was constantly battling through, because I was unaligned, misaligned, whatever word you want to use, with, my very natural way of being. And I was so unhappy. And yet, if you had asked me if I was that unhappy, I wouldn't have said I
yeah,
was. And
yeah,
so, for me, the evolution of this into a modality and needing to make it something that's accessible to so many people, because not just my life, but even if you wanted to just look at my life and the change, like, my life is just super miraculous and fun. And I don't want to say things that make it sound like there's no substance to it. I'm not talking about it's all fun and joy and games and no substance. Like, we're constantly dealing with life and creating our life, but the things I get to deal with and do and the choices I'm faced with making each day are really great choices based around possibility, even while we're dealing with stressful situations.
yeah. I love that, and I get that part when you said that we don't even realize that we're stressed, and then you come to a class like this, and the first thing that you when you begin the body whispering session is about relaxing into your natural state, and the minute you give your body, as I say it, I'm getting goosebumps, but the minute you actually allow your body to relax, it's when you begin to realize, oh Lord, I haven't really relaxed in a very long time. Like, it's just something that we don't remind ourselves to do because we wake up in the morning and then we're ready to go. There are so many things to take care of. And then you come to a class like this and you're like, oh, this space is available. All I have to do is just ask for it. And
Mm.
it's from this space is when I can actually tap into who I be and what is available and what is possible. So, and it's such a gift because every time I worked on some other body and some other person, no matter what the issue is, and this bit of like relax, you just realize that I don't spend most of my day in this state. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, you're like always having. There's so much being bombarded at you from every corner. You're either your shoulders are a little thing, your body's a
Yeah.
little bit, or you're like there's so much going on in your head, and I think that's just been like such a gift, and it's such a takeaway. And yes, it's still a reminder that I have to give to myself every day, like, hey, there is that space that's available. So all you have to do is just you know tap into that again and tap into that again. And it is so cool that when you're tapped in, tuned in, you become aware of everything
Mm.
that is available for you to play with. So thank you for making this a modality, and thank you so much for making it accessible for all of us. And it's uh, it's one of the modalities that's brought me to my body fastest. Like it's been one of the
Mm.
quickest, like and
And
rightfully, yeah.
sorry to interrupt you.
No, not at all.
I just what you're saying, like, um, again, it's like people underestimate what you mean when you say things like, right at the beginning, you said it was the first class that made me realize I have a body. And now you're talking about coming back to your body and relaxing in your body. And I feel like people kind of glaze over that because they really don't understand the value of it and
Yeah.
what that presence contributes to you creating a phenomenal life and a very empowered life, because that's what we're about. And that's ultimately why we're doing this as facilitators and practitioners, is to empower all of the participants and clients that we work with. So I think another angle or another way of saying what the classes do also is it brings you back to being the authority in your life. And if you haven't realized, so I was what we describe as a highly compliant person. So that means like I really looked up to and I really took on and bought into, like, this is what my parents say, or this is what my teachers have said, my mentors, this is what my doctor has told me, this is what my lecturer has told me. And I listen and I would do what people would tell me to do when I believed that they were the authority. And we go through our whole life outsourcing authority. And with authority, we outsource awareness and we outsource empowerment.
Yeah.
And so coming back to that authority and being that authority, sure, all of those people and mentors can be a contribution and they can give us valuable information or advice, but we cannot outsource authority over our lives, over our bodies, over our energy to
Yeah.
anyone else. And when we do that, I think we start to come very far away from who we are. And that's when we either experience illness, sickness, being stuck in careers that don't work for us, being stuck in monetary or financial hardships. And we're like, why can't this work for me? I'm doing everything that everyone has ever told me to do. Why is my life so sucky? And
Because you're still like, because you're still making everything else outside of you the source of your life. And well, you
yeah,
put it so beautifully that we outsource the awareness when we outsource, making someone else the authority, or someone who someone who told us how to be like the end all and be all of it. And then, yeah, that is so cool. That is so cool. And I am so happy that you have another body whispering class coming up in July,
July.
which is
Yes.
not very far. I think 10th, 11th, and I'm highly excited as to, with everything that's gone on now, with all the things that the planet has been going through, and like where we are today. I'm so excited to see where we will go with this class. But before that, we also have a free group body whispering session on this Sunday, right?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
do.
yeah, that is
We
so
haven't
exciting.
we haven't done it in a while, and I thought it was time for us to get together and do like a big group introduction to body whispering that is open to anyone and everyone, and it's going to include like a demonstration and, yeah, like a mini group session. Because yeah, body whispering, whether you've never heard of it, whether you've been curious about it, or whether you have done it even before and you're wanting to get immersed into this energy and also
Yeah,
perceive and experience how the energy's actually changed, not because it's a different energy, but because, as you're saying, so much has happened and so much is happening in the world. And it's almost like the universe is saying, this is the time you have to start doing things like this. This is when you have to prioritize you, your awareness, consciousness, and what's possible for you, and
yeah,
to live your ultimate life, because the way the world's going, it's not contributing to you. It's not going to give you that if you're not seeking it, you know?
yeah.
And so this intro is hopefully a really lovely introduction for those of you that are looking for that, and a really lovely reintroduction for those of you that have maybe done a class with us in the past. And it's really time for you, and you're ready to see what are the group sessions like, what does it mean now for me to be a practitioner or a certified practitioner, or maybe you're really ready to take the leap and you're going to join us in December for facilitators class. And so you want to start doing all these classes. Yeah, we'd love to have you along. I'm just going to post a link so you can actually register for that free class, free intro and group session. And the other thing that's really exciting is we have all of these pop-up locations popping up. So if you are somewhere in the world and you're able to, based on where you are, get together with other people based on the rules and regulations in your area. We do have people that are hosting pop locations for us, and we have them around the world. So if you're interested, let us know. I know we have some in India, one in the UAE, and we're just looking at some other locations. So yeah,
Yeah,
reach out to the team.
and it'd be lovely to be around bodies wherever it's possible. And it is body whispering. So, also thank you so much for the free session. I second you on completely that the whole every time we do a body whispering class, it's so different because the group that comes together is so different. What is required in that moment is so different. What your bodies are demanding to step into is so different. And the only one thing that stays constant is that you're always stepping into greater. So I'm really, really grateful for that. And you learn so much more. And I love the fact that each person who's like chosen to continue with this journey and even become practitioners, they've seen how much it's contributed to their lives, and then also the fact that they are able to also contribute to other bodies and other lives and give them the sense of that ease and possibility as well. And we've got so many stories of so many beautiful stories of possibilities. I really think you should also compile it in a book now.
Yeah. Yeah, the body whispering testimonial book. Actually, that's not a bad idea. We really need to do that. Yeah, it's for me also just, the evolution of the practical approach. Like, this is a highly energetic class and a highly energetic body of work. Like, the level of awareness and the energies that we deal with are really pretty mind blowing and sometimes land us flat on our backs as facilitators and as attendees. And the other side of it, which so many people say that this was the missing piece, is the application in such a practical way, like
Yeah.
being able to link it back to who you are right now in your body, in your life. And there isn't this great divide between, I can be this energetic being that has all this awareness and all this magical energetic capacity, but I'm also this very physical being with a body and health and money and have to live my life here. How do I bring those two parts of me together? The kind of physiology, the way your body interacts with your energy, and how to bring it all home to you and be able to step into all of that capacity while living in your life here. When I say here, I'm talking about on planet Earth. I think it's really important and a huge contribution to all of the attendees. And I think it's why we have such great results, is
Yeah.
it
It's
gives
like an
you the best
integration.
of both worlds. Yeah, yeah.
Sort of integrates you and like makes you whole. So you're not dismissing any part of you. And it's
Yes.
all accessible. The magic of the body is accessible. The magic of the being is accessible. And since you put us in the driver's seat, then it is like really like we get to choose what we want to create in and as our lives and our living, which is I think absolutely gorgeous. And so much ease. I love it.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to the group session, which is this Sunday. It starts at 12:30. The link has been shared. Please register to get your Zoom details. And we'd love to have all of you. Bring your family, bring your friends. There is always something that shifts, even in these free Zooms with the session that you lead us through. There's always an opening that becomes available where you like look at your life and you look at yourselves and you go like, wow, I'd like more. And it's always a gift. So we look forward to having more and more of you. And then, of course, body whispering has become such a such a big body of work now, and there's so many possibilities. You can become a practitioner, you can become a facilitator, then there's business whispering, and there's baby whispering, and then there are all these focus classes. By the way, we also have a focus class today. So Dr. Adeela, would you like to invite everybody last minute? You know how we are, we always choose things last minute, and even though it's all over social media, there's always a chance.
Anyone that wants to join me 30 minutes from now for a 3-hour focus class on creating your future. And this is a pretty cool class. What we're doing is we're going to be doing some very practical work as well as some energetic work on getting very clear and congruent with, what is the future you want to create. And if you guys are people who do visualization or manifestation, or, you've been putting an ask out there into the universe and you're wondering, why does it never come? Why does what I'm asking for never actualize? This class has 2 components: getting very clear on the vision, so envisioning your future, and then actualizing it by taking the practical action steps that you're going to get clear on in this class through the processes that we use. So it kicks off in 30 minutes. We'll share the link.
I've shared the link.
We're amazing. It kicks off in 30 minutes. We have people from all over the world joining us. If you are joining us, please bring like a piece of paper or your journal if you use something like that, and some pens. And we're going to be doing a little bit of workshopping today in the class around like, what is that secret process? If you feel like it's always evading you, like why is it that some people seem to manifest things really easily and I can't? Or why is it I can manifest some things and not others? We're kind of revealing what I have found to be a surefire way to manifest or create whatever it is you would like to create.
I am super excited. So for more magic, I've shared the link. Register. You still have about 25 minutes. You can hop on, and there are no prerequisites. So feel free. And well, if you know somebody else who's looking for it, get them too.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been such a pleasure and so fun chatting with you, Sangeeta. Thank you so much.
Always, Dr. Adeela.
And we're really excited. So come join us on Sunday. Come join us today. Come join us in July 10th and 11th for the 2-day body whispering class. After which, once you attend a 2-day class, you are a practitioner. Like, you're able to do sessions on others, and you're able to really start doing one-on-one sessions to grow your skills. We have ongoing practitioner meetings. We have a practitioner WhatsApp group. From there, you can really expand into this body of work. And so there's no prerequisites to attend the class that's coming up in July. And there's no prerequisites to become that initial practitioner, because it's such a natural thing that even people that do not have a background in energy work or healing, or they haven't done any other classes, this energy speaks directly to you, to your body, and to your energy. So you don't have to worry about needing prerequisites.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's I think one of the taglines of body whispering is like remembering what you already know. Like, you already know how to do this naturally, just forgotten it in some part, or like just in the race of life. So it's like literally coming home. So yeah, that'll be awesome. And you get to, like, when you start doing sessions on people, you also get paid. So
yeah, it's an instant. So many people have loved this through COVID. A lot of people jumped on the the online classes we rolled out in 2020, and they literally added this income stream over the COVID period when they couldn't work on people or see people in person. The distance sessions are so effective. So many people were able to continue working with clients because of the body whispering sessions. So I was really grateful for that. A lot of them were really grateful for that. And I'm just so grateful to this body of work. So yeah, I'd love to have you join us.
Yes. So see you guys. And thank you so much, Dr. Adeela. Like you said, it's always a pleasure. And I am always reminded, with like how something that my body knew to choose this, and then I continue to choose this. So yeah, I'm so grateful for this being accessible. Thank you, and thank you.
I'm so grateful. Take care, Sangeeta. Thank you so much. Bye.